But I think it's screaming out that we need a striker in the building, and why we've not got one in the now is beyond me. And I think we've got 3 days to basically salvage by getting someone in that can help Kyogo, because right now we're really short in numbers up top.
Barry?
Yeah, I agree with Ross. Look, Kyogo's just going through one of these stages as a forward player that's a bit of a dry spell. I know Mark mentioned he scored an unbelievable goal against Rangers to win the game, but I think you've got to take a bit of weight off his shoulders and give somebody else. It's good to come out the team for a game or two where you can re-energise yourself and get ready to go. Look, if you ask me, he's still a quality player, top quality centre forward, but I agree with Ross. If you're looking at the Celtic team, it is screaming out for a different type of centre forward. And you know who I'm going to mention, who left the club a year ago, where look, I was happy, but I was surprised that they actually let him go. Giacomakis, I mean, he was a totally different type of player, but he was a real handful, and he'd done the hardest thing. He knew where the back of the net was.
Paul, what would consider? I know what I'm going to say is slightly hypothetical, but I don't know if Ross will agree. So really, we were all expecting Kyogo to be away this month, right? So were Celtic genuinely prepared to go without a striker this month, or did they have somebody lined up and they've now pulled the plug and spending the money because Kyogo stayed? I mean, surely to goodness, that was not a situation that the Celtic hierarchy and board were going to accept.
I mean, if Kyogo did get picked for Japan, who would have actually played through the middle?
I imagine it would be Vata,
Rocco Vata.
I would have had to put I don't know, a Bada through the middle, or try some I don't know, one of these false nines, whatever it may be. But that's the thing that must concern, that if Kyogo was away, what were they actually going to do? Where was the proper planning? And surely if they've had somebody lined up, what have they pulled the plug to save a few quid? Surely not. Surely that's not the case.
Ross, what do you feel?
Either scenario though, Paul, isn't acceptable. So you've either had nobody lined up or you've pulled the plug. Either scenario is not acceptable.
Ross?
No, I agree with Mark and Barry. I think it's concerning, and I think what's concerning me, and I'm getting a wee bit worried, Roger said before January that we needed 3 or 4 quality signings. That's what he said. He said I want 3 or 4 quality signings, and right now, again, no disrespect to Kuhn, he's just in the door, so I'm not going to sit here and slate the guy. Never done much on Saturday, but again, it's his first start. You can't really expect much. But right now, if you're sitting here as a Celtic fan, the window this or January has been very, very disappointing right now.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong here. See, also when I was listening to his presser just before the window opened, he says he wanted experienced players in, didn't he? He wanted guys who have been there and done it, in terms of played a lot of games. Right, I know Celtic's motto is project players, and you know what, it's worked brilliant for them over the number of years. But I'm right in saying that he did say that he wanted guys in who had a bit of know-how, who had played a number of games, who had the experience, like 28, 29 year olds, guys who have been there and done it.
He did. He said that after the defeats to Kilmarnock and Hearts, remember? But then he said, Mark, while you were away a few days ago, he talked about, there's a lot of quality in there as well. And I know some players have come back from injury, and Kyogo didn't go, which was expected. So, but the mood changed a little bit, or the rhetoric changed.
Well, so there's a couple of things I think from very early on. I think we're going right back to like the summer window, or maybe just after 1 or 2 defeats, maybe the Champions League defeat at the start. I think he used 2 words to quality is the right word that Barry, he also said power and physicality. And I think if you look at that Celtic team, that they're lacking that in quite a lot of areas of the field. And then you're right, Paul, it's almost like there's a contradiction from Brendan on his previous statements, because one of them, be consistent, don't send out mixed messages. So he's always said, development's fine, but I can't develop everybody. I need quality players, and I've not got the time to develop 7 and 8 players in the one go. If you're bringing in 2 or 3, you and your staff can go and work and do it properly. But if you've got a batch of them coming in, that doesn't work. But then he's saying, we can develop, and we're no back. So I guess a wee bit of mixed messaging for Brendan. So does he truly believe that, or has he had his wings clipped for being too outspoken?